Okay. Then, old man Solomon draws some conclusions after all this. Okay, and he says in verse 18, I conclude, I realize that it's good and proper for a man to eat and drink. It's good for him to be satisfied with his hard work on earth. That's what he should do during the few days of life God has given him. That's what God made him for. So Solomon's conclusion is that God has made us to eat and drink, and God has made us to be satisfied with our work. It's getting better, eh? Not really. This is horrible. I hope you're really suffering with this, because this is the old man beard sermon thing. Okay, then look at the bold. Are you following along on the screen thing? It's important. Do you see the bold printing at the bottom there? It says sometimes. That's in big letters, really. Sometimes God gives a man wealth and possessions. He makes it possible for him to enjoy them. He helps him accept the life he has given him. He helps him be happy in his work. All those things are gifts from God. Now, we have been talking about gifts from God. Tom's had this present here for weeks, right? Everybody knows. If you've been here, you know what's in this. Can anybody tell me what's in here? It's a present. What can you remember, please? It's a clock representing the gift of God, of time, right? Well, I changed it. I'll admit. There's another gift of God right here. It says in that verse, sometimes God gives somebody wealth and possession and the ability to enjoy them. Another gift of God is sometimes he gives people the ability to accept their place in life and happiness in their work. So can you guys see this? This is a happy face. So a gift of God is not only time, but contentment in that time. And notice the sometimes. Okay? If you're not content, it might not be that time. Okay? And you'll read at the bottom there, too. It says, a man like that doesn't have time to think about how his life is going. He's probably not in therapy. That's because God fills his heart with joy. He doesn't have time. He's got a gift from God, the ability to enjoy. Thank you, Solomon. He has made it very clear. Who needs money? It has to be a gift from God that you enjoy it anyway. I need some interaction here. So if you could actually look at each other and say, who needs money? Okay, just somebody, just a little bit. Who needs money? Right? You got it? Who needs it? Remember, if you're rich, you can't sleep. Who needs the stuff? Amen. Well, that was supposed to be the end of my sermon, okay? That was it. You're supposed to take that with you. Who needs money? Kids are supposed to realize it's bad for you. Then I'm reading in Matthew, okay? Matthew chapter 13, verse 52. And Jesus said to them, therefore, listen closely here, therefore every teacher of the law who has been instructed about the kingdom of heaven is like the owner of a house who brings out of the storeroom new treasures as well as old. Okay, Ecclesiastes is old. Solomon is an old man telling the young people this treasure of wisdom. Who needs money? It's bad for you. God is the giver of good things, of enjoyment. It's a treasure. But I've been instructed, you've been instructed about the kingdom of heaven. So there's a new treasure he wants us to hear. Okay? So the people that would read Ecclesiastes, the people that knew it by heart, they had the old treasure. And then, you got to hear this, you guys. And then came Jesus. And he told those people who knew this story, they knew. Who needs money? Didn't live by it. They knew it. And Jesus came with what they called new and revolutionary preaching. And they said, where did he get this stuff? I want to tell you something that's really cool, okay? Jesus preached 2,000 years ago. So you'd think that what he said then is no longer new. Okay? You own nothing that you would call new that's 2,000 years old. Nothing. Even the New Testament, it's a little bit iffy on the new. Okay? This is not new stuff. But, you got to hear me on this. This was so exciting. Every generation is born into the old world. It's born into this world that we can see. This world that is not fair. That has meaningless stuff coming out the wahoo. This world is what we live in, where we are. And Jesus comes along. And he says, you guys, the kingdom of heaven is near. It's coming. And he got to say that because he was it. He was the new thing. The resurrection changed everything. In the next few weeks, we are going to be celebrating as a church the day that changed everything. When Jesus conquered, he set into motion the new kingdom. Now, we're not going to see the whole look of that kingdom for a little while longer, but there are glimpses of what it looks like in our world today. And my challenge to you this morning is that you get to go out of here and see those glimpses of what that kingdom looks like. It's not like the kingdom that Solomon was talking about. It's a kingdom where everything is fair. It's a kingdom where there is equality, where there's no more pain, where we're free to dance, where we're free to run, where we're free to forgive. I've got a little clip here of Desmond Tutu. And I want to share it with you because it's one of those little glimpses in a world that is completely messed up in ways that we can hardly imagine. Desmond Tutu is part of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in South Africa. And he's telling us in this clip, I'm skipping the really icky parts, some of the gruesome stories of the evil that has been taking place in South Africa. And they're trying to mend some stuff in this thing. Right now he's going to tell us a story about a lady who had been wounded and her reaction to it. See if you can see the kingdom of heaven in this clip, okay?